Hello everyone. Let's start looking into few of the advanced query writing techniques. So in this section, I'm going to deal with subqueries. Now what is a subquery? Subquery is sometimes called as inner queries or nested query. It's a query inside a query or query in a query, in which outer query is executed based upon the results of inner query. Now basically there are three types of subqueries. One is a scalar, another is multi-valued. You can also use exist and non-exist clauses to write subqueries. Now apart from this, there is also a special type of subquery called as correlated queries. So we will see that in our next lecture. So first of all, let's have a look at scalar subqueries, multi-valued subqueries, then we will go for exist and non-exist. So let's assume that we have the same database structure that we have been following since we started our tutorial, but I have made few changes, like change the name of the tables to department and employee, as this is the current trend that is being used in the market for basically when we are trying to work with entity frameworks. So anyway, we have a department table and employee table as we have seen earlier, and I have added two more tables here, course and employee course. Basically there are many trainings that employees undergo. So one employee can opt for multiple courses and one course can be opted by multiple employees, so I should have a separate transaction kind of child table. So this is my updated data structure. Anyway, for this requirement we need to look into department and employee table. What I want the department details of the employee who is getting highest salary. So what I want the department details. So I want select star from department. So I want department details of an employee who is getting the highest salary. So let me write another query to find out the employee who is getting highest salary. So I have two queries in this. If you see, two subqueries, one is a department, another is an employee with highest salary. So I'll say select star from employee, order by e-salary, descending. We know very well how to write a query which gives us the record of an employee with highest salary. So you can see the first record, I'm trying to arrange them in the descending order as per the salary, and the first record is of the highest salary record. Now I want this first record, so I'll say top 1. So now I'm getting the record of an employee who is getting the highest salary, but I want the department details of that particular employee. So what is the department ID? 1003. So I'll just try to take top 1 department ID, say 5. So 1003 is the department. Now I'll say select star from department where department ID is equals to 1003. So this is the department in which we have an employee who is getting the highest salary. So that's fine, but this is a kind of hard coding, right? I'm writing two queries. Now tomorrow I may get another employee with a salary more than this, and he may belong to some other department. So what I will do, instead of me hard coding this value, we know very well this value we are getting from this particular query. So I'll substitute this query instead of this value. So what I'll do, where department ID is equals to, I'll say where department ID is equals to bracket open, bracket close. That's it. You can see that we have a query. Now inside this we have another query. So this is your subquery. A query inside another query is called as subquery. So what happens, first of all it will execute the inner query and takes this value, substitute in the outer query, then it will execute the outer query. So we get the department details of the employee who is getting the highest salary. So in this kind of scenarios, you can write your subqueries. Now we call this subquery as a scalar subquery because this subquery is returning me a single value. If a subquery returns more than one value, then we call it as multi-valued subquery. Now let us see that in our next video.